What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another video. And guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I release great discounts content every day that you don't want to miss. Now guys, Justice League number 43, this is like the conclusion to the whole Invasion of Superman arc. And guys, this arc has been solid, but it's also been very simple. Like, if you've been reading like Scott Snyder Justice League, where you had like the Justice Doom War, it was like awesome every issue. You had like these great artists on board. Like, compare that to this story looks kind of weak. But if you just come in just to read like a simple, cool Justice League story, pretty much Invasion comes to Earth, the Justice League has to fight them off, they lead them to another Earth, and now they're having a big all-out battle. Like, you like that stuff? Like, I like that stuff at times, but I'm not going to reread this. Like, this story, I'm not going to reread it. I'm not going to be like, oh, there's a very important plot thread here that I'm going to totally reread the story just to see. No. Like, you more do that with like the bigger stories and more epic stories that like Scott Snyder does. But this is still a good story that you should read. It's still decent enough. Read it once, enjoy it. The art's very good by Doug Moench. Like guys, the past few issues, the art's been kind of subpar. Like, it hasn't been bad art. Like, last issue, the art was a little better, but part 2, the art was weak, alright? But part 3, the art was a little better, but if you compare it to Doug Moench, his art is just more top level, and it just looks really good, especially like the action sequences. Like, they look awesome, and I'm happy he's back. He like really carries the issue and delivers like the story very well. But guys, we have Robert Venditti, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Robert Venditti, yeah. But he did Green Lantern, he did great on that. But in terms of this story, he does it simple, but he still does a good approach, alright? You see them, they fight off, you see a bunch of double page spreads, you see them like face off the Daxamites, and now they're trapped on this world where there's no sun. So the Daxamites are weaker, but also Superman's weaker. So Superman's kind of getting weaker, he's not doing so well, but also the Daxamites are getting beat up by the Justice League, and the Eradicator's like, this is not going so well. And the Daxamites say, hey, the Eradicator, we need some help, we can fight him off with like the ultimate species, right? And that's when the Eradicator says, alright, I'm gonna eradicate and kill you guys. And he starts to actually try to kill them, and I was actually shocked by this moment. Like, I get it, he's done that in past comics, but still, about to kill your own army, like, come on. Wonder Woman then fights him off and stabs him right off, cuts off his head, and I thought that part was pretty cool, because Wonder Woman in the story arc has just been not good, alright? Like, she got captured by him, and she's just been not doing so well, and she's not been like so heroic and brave as she has been in other comics. But seeing her take him down, cut his head off, and be like, alright, that's it, I like that. It was cool to see her like more fierce again, and be like Wonder Woman. But guys, Superman, there's one dumb part where he goes to the Eradicator, and he's like, hey, I know your mission, you're trying to bring back Krypton, and pretty much like make like the ultimate species. So just kill me and take my species, and you could do that. And not trying to sacrifice himself for Earth and not destroy it. But something I don't get here is, I get it if like Superman there's no choice that he had to die to save Earth. But you have Wonder Woman right there like, hey, I could kill him if you want. Like, I could do it, you don't have to sacrifice yourself. So I thought that was kind of dumb, but it was kind of like filler for like 2 pages. But it wasn't like a big flaw. See Flash just a little bit, because he had a big part in last issue that was really dope. Like when he like ran and stuff, that was cool. But we see he's back on his feet and he doesn't have hesitation, and he's pretty much like the Flash again. He's more cheerful, and I like that. But John Stewart has awesome parts. He actually like, there's one part when the Daxamites are weak, he's like, you're out of ammo, and he takes them down back and forth, and it just shows how great John Stewart is as a character. Like, he's one of my favorite Green Lanterns. He'd probably be second for me, because I really like Hal Jordan, but he'd probably be second, and then Kyle Rayner would be third, and then fourth would be Guy Gardner, and then after that it'd probably be Kilowog, and then that would be like my top 5. After that it'd be just like random, I pick some. They're not at the level of these 5, but still, John Stewart's awesome this issue. He, like Doug Moench, draws him perfectly. Like, if you'd have anybody do a Green Lantern comic, it'd be Doug Moench. And he actually did Green Lantern back in the New 52 for a little bit, and that was great. Like, the writing was great, the art was awesome. It's one of my favorite series, actually. Like, the start of it, not the end of it. Like, the start of the New 52 Green Lantern series with, like, Jeff Johns, it was really good. When, like, Sinestro and Hal Jordan team up, I like that. But guys, the storyline ends, the Eradicator's beat, everything's good, the Daxamites get imprisoned by the Green Lantern Corps. We see the other Daxamite, who's like a good guy, he's now good, he's going back to his planet, and then we see Madame Xanadu talk to Batman. She tells him there's a reckoning coming in Supernatural, like in the magic world, and the Justice League's gonna have to deal with that. So I'm guessing that's the next storyline. So I know that Spectre will be in next, and that gets me really excited, because having the Spectre and Justice League in the same issue, that's pretty dope. Like, that's gonna be cool. But still, I hope it's not too simple a story like this one. I hope it's more complex, and more like what Robert Van D would write in like a Green Lantern comic. Like how it's more complex, it's interesting, and I'm gonna reread it more times than just one. Like, this is a fun story, but it's not great, it's just good. Yeah, speaking of Madame Xanadu, she has a good part in this issue. Like, she's not in as much as like the past few issues, but she still has like good dialogue, and she still has good interactions with Batman. But I hope she's in the next story arc, because I really liked her, alright? Like, she was great in the story arc, and she's kind of like that wild card. Like, it made this simple story still have something pretty good in it that I could come back to. But guys, overall, this issue, it's a solid end to this simple story arc, and I still recommend it, and I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10. It's one of the best of this 4-part story arc, and you should check it out, mostly for the art, and to just see Wonder Woman, like, take off the rag hair, like, kill him, and just, like, slash his head off. Like, I thought that was pretty dope. But guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up, and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, because I always great discounts content every day that you don't want to miss. And yeah, guys, that's the video, and peace out.